What's going on, everybody? Dogman Dan here in Warframe. It is time to talk about update 15.2.0. Yes, we just recently did the first look at the two new weapons that are in this game, the Breathbone and the Velocitus, that are easily accessible for the Archwing stuff. So if you haven't checked that out, go ahead and check that out. That's just kind of a detailed first look at those and, my first thoughts on them. This one, we're going to definitely do the full overview here of all the changes, and I'm going to share with you my thoughts about these changes, whether I like them, don't like them, and all that jazz, as I always do, so hopefully you sit back and enjoy a few minutes. This mission that we are running is the second time I'm running these new weapons, in case you haven't seen it. This is a sabotage mission on Uranus, I believe it is, and yeah, definitely fun. So, changes that are here now. We've got the new Archwing melee, the Wrathbone. We've got the new Velocitus, which is the Archwing primary, which is a charge weapon. It's magnetic damage. We've got a new player quest, which is Introduction to the Infested, which we will run. It's called Once Awake. The intercepted Grineer communications reveal that Grineer have been experimenting with some of the bioweapons, so you must investigate. This new quest will be immediately available to any player who has completed Vor's Prize, and can be accepted directly from the Codex, just as an FYI. So it will also be made available to anybody who played and skipped Vor's Prize when the quest system was set up that way when it was first implemented. So basically, going forward, any new player to the game that has not completed the Vor's quest will not be able to play this Once Awake quest, but we'll go ahead and we'll run that Once Awake quest, and I will post it here on the channel as well, as I plan on doing. Okay, big topic: Warframe changes. Enemies targeted by Nyx's mind control no longer take friendly damage until the duration of the ability ends, at which point all accumulated damage to the target is applied at once. Now, this is something I discussed with some of the guys in the clan a couple weeks ago. This was over in the Design Council area, and I'm pretty excited about that change. I think that's a really good one, because if you do mind control on something, you don't want your teammates to accidentally take out that target, which is something that I like. I'm looking at this as a benefit. So your teammates aren't going to take out that heavy gunner that you've targeted for mind control that you want on your side, type of thing. But again, this is also going to apply to issues with duration in terms of Nyx's mind control. So it's just some things you get to work around. Vauban's Tesla Beam from the Tesla Link mod has received an improved visual effect to reduce visual clutter when cast multiple times, and Vauban's Tesla Beam from the Tesla Link mod should now properly deal slash damage. Excalibur's Radial Javelin and Mag's Shield Polarized will now check for line of sight when targeting enemies. I knew this was coming. It is a direct result of everybody and the farming over on Viver and what was happening over there. And honestly, I think it needed to be done regardless of the whole Viver incident. Okay, so I'm happy to see that that's there, because quite frankly, it's more realistic that the frames have a line of sight set up instead of just being able to go through rooms and walls and doors and all that good jazz. Also, Trinity's Energy Vampire now only benefits teammates who can see or can be seen by the targeted victim. So, victims, remember, who they have been in a short duration. Okay, so she has to target an energy, target something, and you have to be within range or see that target for you to be able to benefit from Energy Vampire. That's a good change, and that again is a direct result of what was happening on Viver. Banish Riftwalk will no longer stack energy regeneration when used on targets in a Cataclysm bubble. That's again, that one's going to be for Limbo. I haven't really explored Limbo yet. I had to finish my quest, to be honest. But we'll explore that, and I think that sounds like a pretty decent change. It's going to make maybe things a little bit tougher on the stacking of energy, but I think it's a good change. Okay, overall changes. So what are we looking at here? We got some optimized dojo memory to improve performance and load times, optimized game code to improve loading times and performance. HUD will now display the correct button mapping when using a controller with a remapped button layout, Enemy spawn points are now spread into clusters in dark sector conflicts. They removed brown fog from Archwing missions, made small adjustments to flaming debris in Archwing trench runs. Previewing front sigil will now display the default color for the sigil you are viewing without changing the color of your equipped back sigil. Here's the thing, you can't change the front sigil color anymore, so they screwed something up in there that's going to have to be fixed. Hurrah's Kubro Hunt mod will now prompt Kubro to pick up an enemy near other enemies, since the charge is AoE. They added knockdown to the Hurrah's Kubro charge that should make enemies hit suffer an entertaining knockback. That's going to be cool. I'm going to bring my guy out, my little puppy, if you will, and take a look and see what happens there. Glided Truth mod or Gilded Truth mod will now provide the multiplier of 1.2 instead of the multiplier of 0.2. So they fixed that Gilded Truth mod. I believe that was picked up by Calypso the other day when he was talking about it. So good for you. Moved Vor's transmission during Vor's prize to sit on the right hand side of the screen to reduce obstruction. The adjusted timers on special effects particles to prevent lingering effects such as smoke from destroyed crates. Removed neural sensor requirements from large restore crafting recipes. Eximus units in the Void now require 3 scans for a codex entry as opposed to the original 20. Oh, thank you. And changed all entries of fire, poison, or freeze damage elements to heat, toxin, and cold respectively to remove inconsistencies. Now, a couple more things we want to talk about here. We'll touch base on pretty quickly. We've got interceptions. Viva result. This is what happens. Points can no longer sit neutral. They must be owned by either AI or players. And I'm actually happy with the changes they did here. This was something that needed to be happening anyway. Score now scales directly by the number of points you have instead of being reduced if the AI owns more. Abandoned points, i.e. was capturing a point but left a point before completely captured, now starts to drain faster, so 5 seconds faster than before when it was like 10 seconds, and drain back to the original state far quicker at a rate of 25% per second. Updated all points prefabs, so the points will start captured by the AI and must be taken by the player. Score does not start accruing until a player captures a point. I personally am happy to see these changes to interception mode, and I think we should welcome this. And this is a result again of people exploiting a game, but I think the benefit actually worked out in the way it came out of this. So, you know, it is what it is. Archwing fixes the description of Elytron's core vent ability incorrectly stated that it hurts enemies. Fixed an issue with Archwing's melee weapons not extending when viewed in the arsenal. Fixed color changes on Archwing weapons appearing to revert when modified in arsenal changes, now correctly saved. Fixed Archwing parts loading into non-Archwing missions. Fixed Odinata's disarray not affecting dredge spears. Fixed the Elytron's core vent not affecting those dredge spears as well. And then fixed the activation of Odinata's Archwing abilities not properly issuing the 25, 50, 75, and 100 affinity respectively of abilities used 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so there is just a few more fixes that have occurred in here. I'm not going to go ahead and talk about all of them. There was a affinity bug with giving 100 affinity in the pickup ticker when affinity booster is active when 200 affinity was in fact actually being rewarded. I think a lot of people noted that as an issue, so that's something that is being checked. They also fixed an issue with the checker wall blocking progression on certain areas of the infested ship tile set, which was a pretty big one. There's a whole bunch of other ones. I have, of course, posted it on my Everything Warframe page under the nogcommunity.com. You also find it under our nogcommunity.com forums, and of course you will find them on the DE pages as well. But I do like to keep everything up to date on the Everything Warframe page, and I add all the videos and all the different tutorials and everything that we do. I'll get it added in there so it's easy for you guys to find it. But of course, you can always simply just leave me comments anytime, and I am glad to answer them as quickly and as best as I can. I do appreciate you guys watching as always. Thank you for that. Hit that like button if you did like this. Again, any comments, subscribe if you're not subscribed. And stay tuned for plenty more to come as we explore more of Warframe. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.